Dresma was started about 4 years ago with the whole idea of helping online sellers create all the content that they need to succeed online. The app guides them through the entire photography journey. Depending on what product they're selling, it will tell them exactly which angles to click, how to orient the camera, how to light the product. You can be sitting in any geography, speak any language, and sell to anybody in the world right now. That's the power of the marketplaces. One of the key hurdles to that, and we like to call it the content hurdle, is that, if you're a smaller brand, don't have access to the quality of content that you need to compete against the big guys. And this really changes it. This generative AI technology really changes that whole dynamic.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Ecommerce Traffic and Conversion Podcast. I'm Scott Brandley and I'm here with my co-host DJ Sprague. And today we have our special guest, Siddharth Sinha from Dresma.ai. He's going to show us some really cool stuff that he's doing with AI, and we're excited to see what you got.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Yeah, I'm doing well. It's great to be here. Excited to talk to you guys.
Yeah, we're excited to dig into your content that you're creating for product pages, your AI product images, etc.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to introduce you real quick, Sid. Sid is the CEO of Dresma, a startup enabling the democratization of visual content creation for e-commerce. Sid is a fourth-generation entrepreneur from Bihar, India, and this is his third venture. He has over 20 years of experience in building management systems, compression technology, and traditional brick-and-mortar businesses in industries like cement manufacturing. Sid has done his undergrad from Cornell and has his MBA from INSEAD. So welcome again, Sid. We're excited to dig into what you're doing with AI and product images for product pages.
Yeah, excited to talk about.
It's interesting going from cement manufacturing to AI. It's quite a jump.
It's a big leap.
Literally.
Yeah, so I've actually always had a foot in technology. So when I graduated from Cornell, I worked on product development, both hardware and software. So I have a lot of experience doing that. Then I sort of did a career shift, moved into more traditional brick and mortar. This was actually some sort of a little bit of a homecoming back into technology.
Okay, gotcha. So what is Dresma? Well, what's the idea behind it and how did you come up with it?
Yeah, so Dresma was started about 4 years ago with the whole idea of helping online sellers create all the content that they need to succeed online. My two co-founders, Nishka and Abhishek, used to run a photo studio as well as photo editing operations, working with large e-com retailers. And it was really a struggle to see the e-commerce sellers spending the amount of time and effort that they need to actually create winning content. And that's where we started Dresma with the whole idea of productizing that entire piece, that entire journey, and using technology to help them create winning content quickly and cheaply.
Yeah, that's exciting. So could you share some examples of how Dresma is using AI-powered solutions to revolutionize the visual content for e-commerce product pages?
Sure. So we start with the mobile app. We have an app called Do My Shoot that any seller can download. They can click their own product images. The app guides them through the entire photography journey. Depending on what product they're selling, it will tell them exactly which angles to click, how to orient the camera, how to light the product. So it's a full solution, a full substitute for a photo studio. So it really cuts down on the cost of creating that initial listing image that you need, and we deliver professional quality outcomes from that. And then you can actually take this image and convert that into a lifestyle image, into infographics, into model imagery, into A+ content. So it really opens the gamut, and you really get higher engagement content literally for free.
So you're really taking a novice and turning them into an expert. And because it's AI generated, each image is unique. It's not duplicate content from the manufacturer or stock photography.
Yeah. So you can take your own product images. For example, if you're selling tops, for example, ladies tops, you can shoot the top on a mannequin, and we can deliver the top with the model wearing the top. So you can actually have model photography as well out of the entire process. So no more, you don't have to hire models. You don't have to get them made up. You don't have to have a studio. Just need a mobile phone, a mannequin, and a dress.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you can do a 360 rotation, right?
Yeah, so we're developing a few products that will essentially allow you to do 360 rotations. Currently, we can give you multiple angles. We can give you the model in different poses, all that, and different situations. So you can have them, placed outdoor, indoor, whatever kind of environment you want that suits your product.
So let's say it's camping attire. You can be in a camping scene, hiking, mountains, etc. Wow. What about zooming in? Can you zoom in and get more detail
the camera,
using your tool?
Yeah, so the camera on any of these mobile phones these days is extremely high power. So you actually get very high resolution images out of that. So we actually deliver equivalent of a DSLR output out of the mobile phone.
Absolutely amazing. And how long will it take, let's say, to take a product and make a carousel of, let's say, 8 or 10 images using your tool
So I mean, if you
with
if
different
you have, for
lifestyle
example,
images, etc.?
if you have a pair of shoes, for example, that you want to click 80 angles out of, to do the shoot itself will be about 2 minutes, and you will have the output instantly, and you can convert them into lifestyle images on our web app. Again, to take you a couple of minutes to do that. So you can have ready to go content in 5 minutes if you wanted to go live. We just launched a Amazon listing tool, which essentially generates all the content that you need for an Amazon listing in a minute. So you either click an image on our app or upload an image, and it'll give you the title, description, the metadata that you need. It'll generate a lifestyle image for you, all of that in a minute. You can hook up your Amazon storefront to it, and you click a button, and it'll sync the data as well. So you don't know more downloading, uploading of images onto the seller panel.
Wow. So last question on that part. I know, right?
So freaking awesome.
It's amazing. So does your tool also use purchase intent or commercial intent keywords, and does it look for search volume to create those title descriptions, meta tags, alt tags, etc.?
Yeah, so we use a fine-tuned large language model to generate the title and description that takes care of the SEO part, the text SEO part of it. But what's even more important now, because as more and more of the search is actually turning into a visual search, it's really important for you to create images with contextual backgrounds, because that really amplifies where the product is supposed to be used, and it will match the search terms that the users are using. For example, if you're selling a summer dress, you want to have that summer dress worn by a model for example, a garden party, rather than an indoor shoot, because that's typically how people would be searching for it. If they're looking for to wear a dress for a garden party, it'll match that image much better than any other image. So that's really the next generation search optimization as well, where the image needs to match what the search intent is as well.
Well, the consumer can see themselves in that situation too, versus a studio shoot. They can't see themselves there. Yeah,
exactly.
Fantastic.
Man.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Drop the mic. We're done.
So when it comes to pricing, I mean, it sounds expensive. There's a lot of technology involved here. What does your typical cost look like? Is this affordable for most people to do?
Yeah, so you can pick up the app and get standard white background images for Amazon for free. We only charge if you're actually looking for a professional level retouched image. That's typically $2 an image on the platform. But if you buy in bulk, you can actually get that price down to $1 an image. If you want model imagery, it starts at about $5 and goes up to $10 depending on the volume of the content. So it's much cheaper than actually getting a photographer and doing the shoot that could run into hundreds of dollars for a product. And you don't need minimum number quantities. You don't have to have 100 products to hire a photographer. You can start with one, so it's completely scalable.
Wow,
fantastic. Do you have any success stories of e-commerce sites that have increased traffic because of the automatic meta title tag description, and of course?
Sure. So we started working with the reseller of Disney merchandise on Amazon. They were spending $100,000 on creating all the content they carry multiple brands. They're spending $100,000 on Amazon content itself, and it would take them about 8 weeks to essentially start a listing process and getting it live onto Amazon. Once they started working with us, so they're now spending $15,000 a year. To go to revenue time of about 3 days. So whenever then you want to go to do a listing, it's 3 days to when they actually go live. And because of all these savings, now they're present across 4 channels. They're selling on TikTok, they're selling on Walmart.com, and they also have their own website that is selling through. So they've really expanded the channels that they were on. So it's not just the cost savings and the time savings on one platform. It really just does expand their business as well.
Yeah, apparently. So there's a lot of cost savings and efficiencies there. What about increases in conversion rates using your tool?
Yeah, so for example, we started working with a high-end shoe brand called Tiania Barnes. So there we've essentially done higher engagement content for them on their Amazon sites, and the uptick in the on-page conversions between 40 and 60%, depending on the SKU that you're at. So it really does, so getting access to the higher engagement content like infographics, like model imagery on the product page really ups your conversion scores.
Cool. I can see why. That's a missing piece for most merchants is they just don't have that customized content, unique content, lifestyle content.
It's particularly important for mobile browsers as well, right? Because very few people scroll down the 3 or 4 fours that you need to scroll down to get to all the data. So it's really important that your product imagery conveys all that you want to convey. So infographics become really important because all the content is right on the images, and the person just scrolls through the images and gets all the relevant information right there.
Love it.
So can you kind of walk us through, like, if I'm just starting out and I want to have a product, I want to take some pictures of it, I want to create some content around it, and I want to post it. Walk me through that process.
If you don't have product imagery already, if it's a new product that you're bringing on, you can download our app called Do My Shoot, log in, click product images. Once you have the product images clicked, you'll automatically get white background images. If you have a product that requires retouching, for example, if it's a leather product that you want, all the scratches removed, all the smudges removed, you can actually send it to us for professional retouching. Once the images are available, you can go to our web app, use our Amazon listing in 1 minute solution. The images will be there available. You select your images. It'll generate title, description, and the lifestyle images. You could tweak that and then sync to your Amazon account 5 minutes, 10 minutes at most.
Man, you must be pretty proud of what you've accomplished here. I mean, this is groundbreaking.
It's very fulfilling to work when they're helping all these sellers, and it really does democratize the entire process, right? Because you can be sitting in any geography, speak any language, and sell to anybody in the world right now. That's the power of the marketplaces. And one of the key hurdles to that, and we like to call it the content hurdle, is that, if you're a smaller brand, you don't have access to the quality of content that you need to compete against the big guys. And this really changes it. This generative AI technology really changes that whole dynamic.
Yeah, it really does. Hence democratization of content, right? So how does the Dresma AI tool align with the brand's voice, tone, style, etc.?
Yeah. So one of the things that we are launching in September is the ability for the brand to be able to connect their website and their social media channels onto our platform. And then the platform essentially pulls the content that you already have there and retrains the models to be able to perform as per the voice of the brand itself. So once you've done that, then the backgrounds that get generated, the text that get generated matches the content that you already have. If you don't have existing content, what we can do is you can actually go in and essentially select adjacent players in the market or images that you like, essentially that you feel represent your brand's voice. And that essentially, we use that to fine tune the models to be able to generate further content according to your brand voice.
Right. And once that's created, then you're dialed and you can just keep iterating once you've got that trained.
And one of the things that we are not working very heavily on at the moment, but in Q4 we are extending that feature to essentially for us to be able to recommend to brands what sort of posts they should be creating on social media. What we'll be doing is we'll be tracking their competitors and their adjacent players, and essentially seeing what kind of material or content is working, and then suggest what the brand should be posting as part of their social media channels. So that's something that we'll probably launch in the November timeframe.
And you're just taking over the world.
They're trying to make the sellers' lives easier.
Yeah, you really are. I mean, like you said, you've taken a big chunk of the heavy lifting that a lot of merchants just have a real hard time keeping up with, or creating enough unique original content to be relevant in search, as well as creating enough variety, especially like I say, those lifestyle images are, unless you're going to do Photoshop work, et cetera, which is also time consuming. It's really difficult to do for the smaller merchant. So it's really exciting that you're bringing this to the market.
And one of the ways that we're really unique is that, we're not pitching a self-use tool like Canva. Essentially, the content we deliver is ready to use. So you don't need to sit in front of the screen trying to fine-tune the outcomes of a tool. We essentially deliver something that you can upload and go off the races.
So, I mean, you've taken a lot of the, like DJ said, the heavy lifting out, but do you have any like best practices or tips or ideas that people could use to get the most out of your product?
Yeah, so one of the things that we always say that all of these generative technologies are great to be able to create the context around your product, but what's primary is your product image. So that's something that really needs to stand out. So it's always good to take that extra time and effort to capture the best images that you can of your product, because no AI is going to do that, right? It's your product. You have to bring out the best out of that. So simple things like investing in a lightbox to do, if you have a tabletop product like a handbag or or if you're selling footwear, just invest in a $40, $50 Amazon lightbox. That with the mobile phone is as good as a professional shoot. So just that $50 investment, or if you're selling, dresses, invest in a mannequin that'll cost you maybe $100, and a couple of softbox lights that's cost you $50, and that's good enough for you to set up to do a professional quality shoot and get professional quality outcomes.
Do you need a green screen or a white background for larger items?
No. So we have a fairly sophisticated background removal software that essentially will capture the foreground, isolate it, and do all the color corrections that are required to get you the professional outcome. The only time we do say that you should have at least a neutral environment is if you have a reflective product, because it is going to reflect what's around it. Or if you have a very light colored product, because then you do see color casts of the surroundings. If you have very strong colors in the space, that the product then does reflect that color. So that's something that you have to be a little bit careful of.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, at the end of every episode, we always ask the $1 million question. So as an expert in visual content, I think I know the answer actually, but what's the one thing that an e-commerce website can do today to create the biggest impact on their success?
So I think in-context images are the way to go. I mean, I think that's something that does help you in two ways. One is that it gets the buyer to relate with the product a lot better. And two, it actually helps you with the searches on the all the search engines as well as Google. I think high quality contextual images are really make a difference.
Yeah, great for search and great for the user experience. And again, the user can see themselves in that product, using that product with those lifestyle images, which are so important. Well, Sid, it's been amazing having you on the show. How can people get in touch with you? And do you have any special offers for our audience?
Yeah, so, whenever this podcast goes out, anybody who comments on the LinkedIn post, we can do a free A+ content for them for their Amazon store.
Fantastic. And do you have any handles people can follow you or?
Just follow me on LinkedIn. I can put my email on the post once you put it out. That's how they can get in touch with me. Website's always there as well.
Fantastic. We'll do that. We'll have that in the show notes, and we'll have a link to Do My Shoot app as well. And Dresma, fantastic. It was great having you on the show today. We really appreciate you sharing these strategies, ideas, and your amazing technology with our audience. And we hope that everybody can look at this, take advantage of it, and create better product description pages with unique content and images, and blow up your sales. Thanks again for joining us for another episode of the Ecommerce Traffic Conversion Podcast. And don't forget to go to reputationking.com and download your free copy of Reputation King. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.
Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
See you. It's great to be here. Great to talk to you guys.